Ploey, also called Ploey You Never Fly Alone, is an animated film from 2018. This is directed by Arnar Ólafur Asgeirsson. I apologise if I've mispronounced that. And it's written by Fjórik Erlingsson. And again, I apologise if I'm mispronouncing these names. And I wasn't 100% sure if I was going to watch it when I discovered it randomly on Letterboxd. But then I realised John Stamos voices one of the characters, and I love John Stamos. So I decided to give it a go. We also have a voice cast including Sean Astin, Debbie Chazen, Georgina Sutcliffe. This is the English version. It is actually an Icelandic film, which is not something I see very often, so that was quite interesting. And it's fine. It's pleasant. The animation style is gorgeous. Ploey is absolutely ridiculously cute. And the story is quite nice. This is about a plover, and I had never heard of plovers. I'm not that knowledgeable about birds, but I learned something there, and the plover is called Ploey, of course, and unfortunately he hasn't learned to fly by the time his family has to migrate, and that means he's left behind in the winter to fend for himself. And it's about him trying to get through this, the other animals that he meets, and it's rather sweet. It's a nice little adventure story. There are a lot of obstacles for the characters to overcome, and from start to finish, I found it to be really engaging, really entertaining. I definitely think it's a family animation rather than a children's animation, and something that I think the whole family will enjoy. So the narrative itself, a really interesting concept, a little emotional, because Ploey is adorable and I don't want Ploey to be left alone in a harsh winter, but it's not completely emotional all the way throughout. By which I mean, if you don't like sad animal films, it is watchable. But there are definitely moments where it's quite emotional. The animation, as I said, is stunning. Beautifully animated. Ploey as a character looks absolutely gorgeous. The rest of the animals look brilliant. Voice acting is obviously great. Again, I watched the English version on Prime. I think I watched it on Prime. Yes, it's on Prime, but it's also on Plex, which is a free streaming site in the UK if you don't have Prime and you're interested in watching this. So I'm quite happy with it. I hadn't heard of it. As I said, I discovered it randomly when I was looking at films on Letterboxd, saw John Stamos was among the voice cast, and decided to give it a go. And I'm quite happy with it. It's a sweet story, little emotional, beautifully animated, great characters, really good voice acting, and absolutely no complaints from me. If you're looking for a sweet animation that I think the whole family will enjoy, then I'd say Ploey is one that's worth watching. I liked it, and I'm very happy to recommend it.